Okay, we're going to continue on now with William Byron, driver of the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. If you have a question for William, please raise your hand. We will get a microphone to you. Who would like to start us off? All right, we'll start with Bob.
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. Do you have any idea what the changes to the track now that maybe if you've gotten a chance to look at them, how it could impact how you drive the track?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like from the ARCA race, it looked like they used kind of that 6 feet of excess between the curb and the rumbles. So I feel like that's probably what we'll do, especially starting out, and then kind of see from there. It looked pretty dirty within the rumbles that they had cut in the track. It looked like there was a lot of residual dirt and dust. So yeah, I mean, we'll just see, but I think it'll be still using some runoff, but obviously not to the level we were probably.
And today, Connor Zilic makes his Xfinity debut. Obviously, a lot of us who've been following him for a while are pretty interested. I'm curious, is there a lot of interest from the Cup guys, or do you not worry about somebody like him yet until he starts running Cup? Well, no, I mean, I think he's been really impressive. He's doing all the right things and making a lot of speed out there. And, it's hard to judge when, you're in an ARCA race per se, but I feel like, he'll get out there today and I'll be up against him. So I'm excited to see how he does.
Okay, we'll go to Jeff and then Lee.
I think you were the first one a few years ago to note that you could only get 40 points at a road course race with the stages the way they are, like in the playoffs when you're talking about the Roval. Now there's 2 of those situations this year. So do you know how you're going to, with the situation you're in, are you thinking more stage points? Are you thinking more going for the win? Do you know how you're going to play it yet?
Yeah, I mean, I hope there's kind of a combo of both that works. I mean, I feel like for us, if we're in position to win, we're probably going to go for that because that's going to mean more for us, hopefully down the road. But yeah, hopefully with this tire, there could be a position where you can get stage 1 points and still, compete for the win. Like we saw maybe in, way back when the stages kind of first came along, you could pit and then still get like 7th or 8th place stage points and still, kind of tally them up that way. So hopefully it's not like a 40-point max day because that would be tough for sure.
Lee Spencer, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. Good morning.
Morning.
What is it about Bristol and you that you're either hit or miss? I mean, podium finishes or wrecking out. And is there anything, simply because it's racing and unpredictable, that you can do to help your odds when we go there next weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like we've ever been the dominant car there. So that's the goal, is try to inch up on that, figure out what that is that we need to be more competitive there. But yeah, we've had some really good runs, like top 3s, but never like leading laps, like winning. So yeah, I think going to Bristol, like there's definitely going to be a lot of studying this week to figure out what it is that we need to be a little bit better at. And then you have the tire, so you're not really sure what that's going to do. So for us, I mean, if we can, it'd be nice to be under less pressure going there and hopefully have a buffer and cushion of, who knows how many points or wins. So it'd be nice just to race free there. The spring was just a fluke situation. We got, put in the wall there and broke the toe link, and that was tough. But yeah, I think we're usually pretty solid. They're usually like top 10. We just got to figure out what it takes to have winning speed. Mm-hmm.
Let's come up front to Dustin.
Dustin Lubino, NASCAR.com. William, Hendrick's won the last 5 races here. Why do you feel like it's such a good track for the organization?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we've had pretty good road course stuff for like a little less than a decade, and I feel like it just builds on itself. Even though there was a car change, we actually did struggle with this car on the road courses initially, like quite a bit. And then once we figured out kind of what it needed, it seemed like we have smart drivers, smart crew chiefs. Like we all kind of contribute and we get a package that we like, and then we go from there. So I think that's what it took with this car. And then, yeah, Watkins Glen is just a faster place, so there's probably a little bit it takes a little bit of everything. Engine, is probably really important. So we always have great engines. So I feel like we're just able to make the straightaways good and get through the braking zones and everything.
Let's go to Davey and then Holly.
Davey Siegel with SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. Being a little bit more seasoned now, William, in the playoffs, do you find yourself approaching the 10 weeks any differently, approaching each race any differently, or is it truly just business as usual like the first 26?
Yeah, I really just have learned not to expect or let my guard down. It's just, I think last year with all the bonus points that we had, I think we had 36. It was easy to, I guess 41 by the time we got to the round of 8. And it was easy to feel like, man, we can just kind of point our way through this deal, and then you get to the round of 8 and guys start to win, and it really all goes out the window. So I feel like for me, it's learning from that, not letting my guard down, and just really trying to show up each week and have winning speed.
This is Rudy's home race. Do you notice anything different in terms of his preparation, his attention, stuff like that, or is it also business?
No, I mean, it was a little bit last year. He had more family and things here, but this year I feel like he's just locked in on what we need to do for the playoffs. So it's probably, I don't know, his routine or anything like that, but just focused on what we got to do, especially today, try to qualify well, and that's going to be important, and then see what the strategy is, see what the fall off is.
Go to Holly next.
Hi, William. Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. Years ago, when we showed up at Watkins Glen, there were maybe 4 people that were going to win the race, and now it's so much deeper. Did you kind of start from the beginning of your career really focusing and needing to become a good road course racer? Or is that something that you've seen in recent years that everyone's really had to step up their game at?
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of ingrained in me from early on, K&N series level. Would go do tests with that, and then go race my kart at GoPro Motorplex, and I feel like it was just ingrained in me pretty early on. I don't really feel like at the time there was that many road courses, but by the time I got to the Cup Series, it was 2, and then the next year it was 3 with the Roval, or no, it was 3 the first year. And then, it just kind of kept going and expanding. So it just kind of, it fit the fact that I was ready for it, but I don't think I really, I don't think I did it from a young age or anything, but definitely started to up my game when I was 16 or 17.
We'll go to Daniel and then to Chris.
Daniel McFadden, FriendStretch.com. William, I know you haven't been in practice yet, but have you and your team been preparing for this weekend, knowing you have a new tire that could have 3 seconds of fall off per lap? And are you expecting some chaos from that? Are you expecting what we saw at Bristol in the spring, or more like a Richmond situation? How have you been getting ready for this weekend, knowing you got that ahead of you?
I think the tire's going to definitely fall off more, but we're interested to see if that curve from the test, flattens out a little bit, because typically it does when you get rubber on the racetrack, more cars, get the right tire pressures, all those things. So, I think there'll still be a lot of fall off, and it'll just be interesting to see if that affects qualifying, if we, aren't able to rerun, or if in the race, like I said, maybe flip the stages because you need tires. So it could shake up the way that you strategize the race, for sure, because typically you're just trying to strategize based on fuel.
Chris Knight, GetJones.com. Hey, William. This is the last race of the season for Hendrick Motorsports' Xfinity Series program. How important is it for you to run that race today, given the track adjustments for tomorrow's Cup race, and can it be beneficial for you running this race?
Yeah, I mean, I love running here, so it was just really a place that I wanted to come run, and also, more laps on a road course is always great. The last one we had was Chicago, which is very unique, so it's just nice to, have 20 minutes of practice and a full race going into tomorrow. So hopefully it's fun, and hopefully can compete for the win, and be up there with Shane and whoever else is up there. Mm-hmm.
Any final questions? Okay, we'll come up to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. In talking about last year, obviously Martinsville was such a struggle. we saw at Darlington another driver have a struggle with Tyler and staying in the car and in his situation. Look, I think we can all relate in a sense of feeling uncomfortable when we're on a drive, but we can pull off. What is that like? Is that, when you look back at Martinsville, is that the hardest day in your career? How does somebody get through that? How does somebody like Tyler get through that? How the next person is going to have to face that? How do they get through something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to distract yourself on what the task is. And I mean, Tyler and I's situation was different for sure, but for me personally, like, as hot as I was just thinking about how do I get the next spot on the racetrack, and if I could do that, I felt like I was gonna advance. So I think I had to get like 7 or 8 spots in the last stage, and I was running 22nd. So I think we ended up finishing 13th because a couple guys pitted. So it was just about trying to get the next position and trying to distract myself with that and not think about how I'm feeling, because if I thought about how I was feeling, I was probably gonna slow down. Not since maybe like late models when I was like out of shape. So yeah.
We'll go back to Daniel.
Hey, William. Juan Pablo Montoya is coming back to race this weekend. I'm just curious, were you looking forward to being on the same track as someone as successful as he has been in his racing career? Yeah. I mean, he was the man when I was growing up. So he was really good here and good. He was good everywhere. Just didn't maybe win the oval races that he could have or should have. But it'll be nice to be on the track with him. Hopefully, he's nice and respectful of the playoff guys.
All right, William, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck this weekend.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.